What is the craziest encounter of rich kid syndrome that you have experienced? Girl at work told me she hated her dad. I asked why. She said he keeps asking for money since she used his credit card for a Euro trip and left him an 80 grand bill from last year. First day as a librarian in a private school. Help a 7-year-old with the printer. He offers to tip me. My friend is a commercial pilot and works for a large company that has a flight department consisting of several jets and turboprop airplanes. The owner's kids, and a group of their friends, were granted permission to take one of the jets from the central part of the US to the Bahamas. Upon arriving in the Bahamas, they were meeting other friends and getting on a very, very large yacht for a week. They realized the yacht was equipped with fine dining food, not the type of food they liked, junk food. They ordered the pilots to fly back through US customs into their hometown in the Midwest. Once there, they had to pick up multiple sides of BBQ ribs, burgers, hot dogs, soda, beer and piles of other junk food and fly back to the Bahamas, and do so within a time frame that still allowed them to leave with the yacht on time. Costs roughly $5,000 an hour to operate the jet they were using, and it never even struck the owners as something extreme. Twins in high school. Birthday, I think it was 17. They get matching pickup trucks, like the souped up larger than life cool as F looking black ones. Twin A is the brat, and smashes his in some remarkable time frame. I want to say same day. It was crazy though. Parents decide not to get him another one, though I'm sure insurance probably covered it even if it was his fault. But regardless, he is going to learn a lesson. The lesson? Take Twin B's truck. He's the responsible one, and crash it on purpose. If he can't have one, neither can his brother. I went to college with a guy who totaled 5 Mustangs in a year. I don't think he was sober enough to remember any of them. At least he doesn't give up. My personal favorite was in college. Kid down the hall from me bought a brand new Fender Stratocaster and played with it for a day and got bored and sold it to me, case and all, for $20. I still have it and play it 15 years later. It's a great guitar. When I was in college, a friend that was heavy in the frat life told me about a freshman that got kicked out for having a servant flown to town to do the hazing chores he was supposed to do. Teacher here. 2 spring to mind. My first teaching job was at a private middle school in one of the wealthiest enclaves in the United States. I taught a kid who told me he didn't finish his homework because his helicopter had stalled over the weekend, so he couldn't leave his family's island. He was telling the truth. Same kid was also a huge pain in the ass who wanted to misbehave with the cool kids, and then would lie through his teeth while crying when held accountable. His parents knew he was a jerk and cared enough to bring me a case of wine from their vineyard as a gift every parent-teacher conference or before the holidays, but they didn't care enough to discipline their kid. I now teach at a private school in Europe, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked by how many parents are happy to pay $35k per year to dump their kids into boarding, so they can do F all as students and repeat grades 1 2 3 times because they don't make any effort whatsoever. One of my flatmates in uni was a Chinese girl who asked us all if our washing was being done. She just threw all her clothes and towels outside her room door and was expecting them all to magically get cleaned. That was an eye-opener. I know a garbage man that works in rich neighborhoods and takes out trash around move-out time for the Uberidge Kid University. Every year, he finds 200-300 game consoles, the newest ones, and sometimes desktop PCs. The kids don't want to take them home. They just throw them all out. He makes a good $40k a year on eBay. He just cleans stuff up and sells it. Nice supplementary income. At my uni, some Saudi kid left an Audi in the parking lot when he went back home. Got towed, impounded, and when called he said he didn't give a shit. So it got sold at auction to recoup all the impound fees. A Saudi guy in the UK got in a crash with light damage to one side of brand new Mercedes. He called for one of his assistants to come get him. Even though the car was fully drivable, my friend rolled up on call with his tow truck and asked the guy where he wanted the Merc towed. The guy gave him the keys and said, "Keep it. I don't want it." I work in a jail. I always love when someone gets arrested and comes in screaming, "Do you know who my dad, mom, grandpa, or uncle is?" Hell, by your entire effing jail. It's even better when their dad, mom, grandpa, or uncle refuses to come bond them out.